Fears. Downright Fears. Downright Fears.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Downright Fierce Gaming, America's all Octopath Traveler, all the time podcast. By the way, holy shit, I don't know if you noticed, because you noticed there was a delay, right? There's a delay with the audio and the video. You know that, right?
Sure.
I don't know if you noticed, I timed that perfectly. As soon as it transitioned over, it was all me.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. I went too high. Now I'm too high above the microphone. Anyways, my name is Josh Asensia. With me is
Christopher Donald Stanton. What's up, jabronis?
I love your catchphrase. It's so good. I'm thinking I'm gonna make
using that word jabroni.
I'm gonna make a T-shirt with your face on it, and it's gonna say
What's up, jabronis?
"What's up, jabronis?" Yeah, because you came up with that word, right?
I did.
Okay, cool. We're a video game podcast. Let's talk about video games. Let's start with, you're not gonna do the Fierce News thing, are you?
I'll do it.
Yeah. Okay. No, you're not. You're not gonna do it, are you?
I am.
All right, here we go. Ready? And Fierce News! Oh shit! God damn it! You got me! You son of a fucking goddamn it! No! Shit! Fucking liar!
That's Stevie Wonder.
The audio listeners have no idea what you're doing.
That's fine.
No, that's like the majority of our audience now. The majority.
They can't see me, and I did Stevie Wonder. It makes sense.
God damn it, Chris. Fierce News is, of course, brought to you by Pomade and Tonic. So the first thing is, here's the thing. We have about a page and a third of news. Like, that's it. There's nothing happening right now. But the most important story is actually the biggest one of definitely the year, I'd say. And I cannot overhype this enough. Are you ready, Chris? Are you ready? Are you ready to receive the news? Are you ready, listeners?
Give it to me.
Because here we go. It's just really cool. New alleged details have surfaced about Microsoft's upcoming devices that have been codenamed Scarlet. Now, I've been saying this for so long. This is my let's roll the clip thing. This is the future I've been saying is happening, and it's actually fucking happening. According to tech site Thurrott, which I've never heard of them, but still, Microsoft is currently planning two different pieces of hardware. One will be a traditional console, and one will be a streaming box designed for their upcoming game streaming platform with the rumored name Scarlet Cloud. The report suggests that the streaming box will be more expensive than the ones you'd find in stores today, but significantly cheaper than buying a dedicated console. This will be due to the extra hardware inside that will help smooth latencies while gaming. Last week I was saying, what does Xbox do to dominate the market? How do they dominate the market? This is it. I think this is absolutely it. This is how you dominate the market. You don't just say, oh, well, pick our things because of our exclusives. Pick our console because we'll just give you all the games. It just comes with the service. You pay the, Xbox Live fee or the Game Pass fee, and you just get all the games. You don't have to buy any more games. Mm-hmm. And it becomes a thing that you buy that you don't even think about. It's like Netflix. You don't think about how much you pay for that a month. You don't think about how much you pay for Amazon, Prime or anything like that. You just pay the money because that's something that you need. And I think that's how gamers are going to look at this. And I think every single gamer, if this thing's like $100 some odd bucks, which it probably sounds like it's going to be, why wouldn't you buy this?
Do you think it's going to be something that, say it's like $100 and say it's like a Fire Stick or whatever?
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
But do you think it's like new content, or you think it's like, okay, it's $100, then you pay $10 a month and you have access to like every Xbox and Xbox 360 game?
I think it's going to be, all the backwards compatible stuff, because that's what they've been, really pumping for a while. And I think it's going to be exactly like EA Origins Premier or whatever it's called, which is actually coming out tomorrow. Where you pay, I think for them, it's like $20 a month, and you get all of their new games the day they come out. You get all of their back catalog. You get everything that EA makes, all for that one price. And the only reason why I'm not really getting into that is because that's for the PC. If that was for the console, where I have the ease of just booting up a system and not even worrying about anything, I'd be absolutely way more down to do that. And I think this is just an easier sale, and I think that's why they're going to dominate. Andrew Kirkendall does say, I don't think the technology is quite up to excellent streaming AAA titles.
Right, I agree. I think if you do more, like for example, right now, if Nintendo were to release something like that it's a controller and a USB dongle, and it's literally like from NES all the way through like the Wii, or even like GameCube, for $100 for the thing, and then it's like $10 a month for the sub. Like that would be monster.
You need to know that it's going to work, and that's definitely what Andrew's commenting on. But here's the thing: this isn't anytime soon. We're not seeing this for, I'd say minimum. I want to say minimum, realistically, 4 years, 4 or more years. Now it's 2018. Think back 4 years ago. Streaming wasn't as powerful as it is today in 2014. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to give myself an idea of what streaming was in 2014. Actually, no, I mean, streaming was okay, yeah. But still, like, now we're streaming 4K. Now... There's
more people streaming, and there's more things to stream
and
from.
Internet speeds are faster. Right. I mean, now we have giga speeds and stuff. So, to say, is this possible now? No. Right. I don't think it's possible now. I think they could release this now. I do. I think that they have the technology to release this now, but it's like Andrew's saying, it's like, I believe that we both agree, it's not feasible with the technology as far as the internet goes, as far as the latency, experience with, playing something over the internet like that.
I mean, if music tells us anything, like the way people receive physical versus digital media, like, I mean, yeah, in 10 years, like, there's probably not going to be many, like, video game sections in stores. Yeah. It's probably going to be, there's going to be a Spotify or an iTunes or an Apple Music or some version of that for gaming that you pay a sub for. I'm old school, though. I like the physical.
Oh, yeah, same.
I'm just, that. But there's so many people coming by that are like, why would I have a stack of 10 video games? Like, why can't I just have like a little thing that has 1,000 of them on it?
Yeah.
So,
and Mark says only feasible if there were CDN servers every 100 MI, and I never knew what MI was. I know that's a latency thing.
I think I would say miles.
The 100 miles, exactly. Every. Oh, actually, no. I think you're right. I thought you were being sarcastic. No, every 100 miles. Yeah. Okay, speeds are fine. Latency is the issue, and it is true. I mean, I played. I did the trial for PlayStation Now. I tried it out. And it works. I mean, that's the thing. It works.
It worked for like older or less intense graphically games. That I said that completely wrong. It worked perfectly. But then I tried like, what was the God of War Ascension? What was the one that wasn't?
I don't know.
I think it was Ascension. Anyway, I tried that one, and that one was like
chugging along. Really?
It wasn't. It was just.
Every little bit, like it just kind of stutters.
A little bit, yeah. It was okay, I wouldn't play 10 hours of this.
Yeah, and that happened to me plenty, and that's definitely why I didn't want to, get on board with that. But I think that just shows that if that's where we're at now, 4 years from now, I mean, technology advances, exponentially, not even incrementally, exponentially, and in 4 years, I think we're gonna see. We're ready for it. We have the latency issues tackled, and I think it'll be possible. And I think this is why Xbox is gearing up for that, because I mean they had an impressive showing at E3 mostly because they were showing a bunch of games, but they still didn't have the exclusives. I just don't know
how far ahead that puts them in the game. Like, meaning, like, if.
But I don't think that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, if they do that and it succeeds, or if the market designates it like, okay, this is probably going to do really well, there's no way Sony doesn't come out with one or whatever. I mean, like,
no, of course, but for them to be the first ones to work on this, I mean, because it's something that they need to work on for a while. It's not something that you could just do like the PlayStation Now. I mean, they just kind of threw that out there. There was no rumors, there was no whatever. It's like, hey, this is a thing that happens now, and everyone was kind of like, oh, let's try. No, it kind of sucks.
What's always been fascinating to me, and of course, like, one day we'll have the technology to do it efficiently, but like, so say there's 16 different people streaming Mario Kart 8. They're streaming the actual game that's coming to them, but then they're playing with 16 other people.
Yeah.
So there's just so much transfer of info right there.
To be able to like hop in on somebody else's game or something like that. Yeah. I mean, it's possible. It's just, it doesn't work very well.
No.
And the fact that it's possible, though, the fact that we can, and especially, 10 tech junkies like Mark, I'm sure he'd be able to say exactly how it's possible and why and what we would need to get to that next level. But the fact that just the layman like us, and Mark, we're able to understand the technology and see it like that. That means, we're on the precipice of the next step. If we can see the next step, we're right there, and I think we could expect it pretty soon. And I think that this is just perfect timing, because in 4 years we're gonna be seeing new consoles, if not already knowing release dates and stuff. All these graphic intensive games. I mean, the next Elder Scrolls, how do you beat Skyrim? You have it look 10 times as good. How do you have it look so good? Well, here's the thing. You can get it for your PlayStation 5 and it'll look pretty damn good. I mean, it's the next gen. Or you can get it for the Xbox Scarlet Cloud and it will look 10 times as good because it's running on a computer with 4 1080 SLI bridge freaking graphics cards. I mean, I'm sure they'll have something better by then, but still, and all this insane, I didn't know, I learned today, you can have a computer with 128 gigabytes of RAM. Didn't know that was possible. Had no idea. I thought I knew a lot about computers. Apparently, I don't know shit. 128 gigabytes of RAM.
That's a lot.
It's $1,500. But still, and they're gonna have computers with that. And you want to see a freaking game look stunning, put it on that beast.
And plus, it's constantly upgradable. I mean,
exactly.
So
no matter what, when you get that Scarlet Cloud, you're always having the best looking game.
Yep. That's cool.
That's how they dominate the market, because they don't need their exclusives then. Who cares about exclusives? The games that are on every console look better than any of the Sony exclusives.
Right.
I'm like a pre-Microsoft fanboy. Like right now, I don't like Microsoft at all. Fuck Microsoft. I'm cool without them. But I'm a future fanboy, and I just realized this. I'm gonna scoot over a little bit. I am like way off camera here. Okay, there we go. Hi. Hey. Okay. And don't kiss me again.
I won't.
Not again.
That was interesting.
I kept thinking, do I want to share that story? Oh, I mean, Chris got drunk. Yeah,
the other night.
That's it. He got drunk, and he kissed me on the cheek.
I was kidless, and as all fun stories start with me being kidless, and I wasn't driving anywhere, and I was out with my friends, and I was having fun, and I get fun and I get handsy.
He got very handsy. He grabbed my ass after tipping me a generous amount, and when I pulled away, he says, "No, you give me that ass. I paid for it. Give that ass to me."
Well, you shouldn't have gay for pay on your tip jar.
So, did you play Marvel Ultimate Alliance ever? Have you ever played that game? Marvel Ultimate
I've
Alliance?
dabbled, but
dabbled. No. I used to love that game. The first one and the second one, just classics. I mean, and
those were.
The top down,
I know, but they were like the next step after X-Men Legends, right?
Yeah.
Were they the same developer?
Legends.
I felt like they were the same.
No, I feel like Legends came out afterwards and it was trying to capitalize on.
Really, I feel like it was first.
Maybe it might have been first.
Look that up.
Scribe.
Yeah. I think it was X-Men Legends and X-Men Legends 2, and then Ultimate Alliance 2.
Because it was the same format. I remember that. But it's actually, you know what? No, it is, because X-Men Legends came out for Xbox, and Marvel Ultimate Alliance came out for 360. Yeah. Okay. So, and I know that because I have it on my Xbox. So, and this is one of those games where I keep wanting to buy it, and I look at how much it costs. I'm like, I'm not paying $40
for both of them
for a freaking. How old is that game? It's like high school, middle school. I mean, it's so old. I'm not paying that much for that game. I'll wait till it's $5, and it's just never $5. Well, turns out maybe I should have, because you can't get it anymore. It's gone. Maybe forever, maybe not forever. Turns out because of the expiration of the licenses, all Marvel Ultimate Alliance games have been delisted from all platforms, so you can't get it digitally anymore, which also means, I would imagine, the physical copy value just skyrocketed.
Probably, yeah.
I probably should have checked that. That would have been good journalism if I actually checked the price of that. You know what? Why don't you share some memories of Marvel Ultimate Alliance while I look this up?
I think I rented it once, and that was about it. And it was good times. It was pretty cool. And it was a Thursday, I think it was. It was raining, and I was like, well, that reminds me of Storm. And I'll go out and
Thanks, Chris. Also, I haven't been scrolling down in chat. 4 years is doable. Xbox Scarlet Cloud. Performance will be the price. Tiered. 160 frames per second. Pay twice as much. Yeah, that's a good point, Mark. Wait and see from Andrew Kirkendall. And Mark Mayfield says Legends 2004, Ultimate 2006. And Jamie says your audio. God damn it, the audio is off, isn't it? Son of a bitch. It fucking happened again, Chris.
It's my fault.
Hold on, I'm gonna try something. Did that work, everybody? I hope it did.
Man, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
We could just continue to talk.
I don't know
like
why
this.
it does this. I thought I fixed it. Like, I've been working on this, and it keeps fucking doing that. And you know what? If it does it, it just fucking does it. I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, $41. $41.
All right. That's for the hard
That's
copy?
new. Wait, that's... Oh, and used acceptable is $2.53 with $4 shipping.
Yeah, that's going to change.
Okay, well, maybe I should buy some. Everybody else says seems fine. I don't know. I give up.
No.
I give up with technology. I now have to scroll for chat. I just realized
Yeah,
that
it's
it
weird.
just doesn't automatically scroll anymore. I have to actually. You know what? What if I do this? Nope. Okay. You know what? I'm getting distracted. Let's just get work. Let's do it.
Kirkendall says it's minimal.
Apparently,
That's fine.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be a long-ass game. Its ass may even hit the floor. That was terrible. I'm so sorry. Chris. So according to Square Enix representative, quote, Kingdom Hearts 3 is around 40 to 50 hours if you stay on the critical path. Including the mini-games, players can expect 80-plus hours of content. Yes, Chris, we have a question.
So, like, that doesn't seem long to me. And I know this is coming from the guy. I know, it just doesn't. I don't know.
You should play Persona.
Well, no, I'm just saying. So, like you know me, like, I'm the opposite of, like, long games or big games.
You like thick games.
Yeah, especially, like, Coke can size. And
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's because I'm, like, 60 hours into Breath of the Wild and I'm, like, and I don't want to beat it yet. I don't know, like, just I've heard of people playing Dragon Age for 400 hours, like a game where the main quest is 40 hours, or you can explore, and I mean, that's like God of War.
Okay,
I mean-
well, no, God of War wasn't 40. It was like a solid 20, and that's the thing. Games average about 20, and I mean, not including side quests, not including all that, but you know, when it comes to so 40 to 50, I'd say that's about how big Dragon Age should be, and I liked all the other Kingdom Hearts, and I'm going to catch up on the story so I can play this one too. But the style of gameplay that they're offering, I don't know if I can keep my interest for 40 to 50 hours. And I'm sure both Jacob and Ariana are probably screaming, somewhere, whatever, going like, of course we can, but...
It looks like there's tons of different gameplay varieties. I don't know, this is going to be I tried playing Kingdom Hearts 1 years ago, and I wasn't into it. I'll definitely Redbox this one.
Yeah.
And 2 days later after it installs,
I was going to say, yeah. Also, Andrew Kirkendall says 100+ hours or go fuck your mother. Well, and then I'm cool with experiences like that too. I mean, that's what's
fucking
it called?
Your mother?
Yeah, I love fucking your mother.
I hope she's not watching or listening. That would really suck.
Hi, Cheryl.
It's not Cheryl.
I just took a shot at it. I was thinking, like, how cool would that be if her name was Cheryl? You're like, how'd you know my mom's name? Like, because I fuck her. So, no, what was the game? DC Universe Online.
Yeah.
I must have put like 200 hours into that game, and I loved it. But I don't know if I would want to put 100 hours or 40 to 50 hours into a Kingdom Hearts. I mean, it's not gameplay that really advances. It's not like Final Fantasy 15. I don't think was more than 40 to 50 hours. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Pretty sure it's like 30 to 40. I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't realize how long I've been playing games, and I thought maybe you had some thoughts into
I don't know. I just by comparison to other games that I've heard about how long they are and big and hard they are.
Penis.
I don't know, 40 hours minimum to 80 hours. That just doesn't seem very long to me. But I don't know. Whatever.
We'll see how it feels though, because it's not even about length. It's about how it feels when you're inside. Mm-hmm. And that's the news. That's all I have. I stretched that as much as I could stretch it, but there's only so much I could do.
You don't want to force it in.
I don't want to force it in because then it just doesn't feel good. for anybody.
Yeah, you don't need 128 gigs of that kind of RAM. You know what I mean?
That was the most dainty high five ever. Yeah. Oh, I wanted another dainty one. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to our new popular, and I'm excited that we're getting letters, not like physical letters, but we're getting emails, and I'm really excited to read these. So if you want to send in an email and have your question read on the not the air, but on the podcast, you can send that to us. downrightfierce@hotmail.com. Don't make fun of me. I like Hotmail. So this first one comes from Jim. Do you guys think the hero shooter fad is over, or will we see a new title soon? Personally, I'd love Overwatch 2. Well, first of all, I don't think we're going to see an Overwatch 2 ever, because it's not something where they're going to improve on the graphics. It's mostly about gameplay with something like that, and they just keep adding new characters. So I don't think they really need to do a sequel at least anytime soon. And as far as hero shooter fad being over, I think that it is. I think the winners have already been declared. We've got Overwatch as the winner. Paladins is going to get some new players with it coming out on Switch, but I don't think we're going to really see anything too crazy anytime soon. With the exception of possibly some kind of crazy game that comes out that all of a sudden reminds people, oh my god, like hero shooter, but like with this, and I can't even think of it. That's why I don't think it's
somebody else is developing an Overwatch competitor for sure.
And it's gonna add a feature that will make people go, oh, and really want to play it. Whether or not it works, whether or not people actually do want to play it, we'll see. But as far as like the battle royale thing that we're currently in, I don't think that I think that it's not necessarily that the fad is over. It's that people aren't really paying attention to that right now. Right now it's all battle royale, and especially, dude, once Call of Duty and Battlefield, they get their battle royales out there. Shit.
Yeah, I could care less, but yeah,
Shit.
A lot of people would care about it,
and I care about it. Paul B, I've heard you guys joke about it in the past, but do you really think Half-Life 3 is still a possibility? I mean, it's been forever. I've been saying yes because they've been hiring people. They've been saying they wanted to get back into the gaming market. They want to do gaming stuff again. They miss it. And what better freaking title to get back into the gaming industry than with Half-Life 3? And they have the money.
Yeah.
They have Rockstar money.
There's very
right
few
now.
games that I can think of, and especially since the amount of time. I mean, Half-Life 2 was 2004.
Sounds about right.
I think it was 2004. There's really not another game that I can think of that 7 out of 10 gamers would want to play across.
Oh,
the
every
board.
gamer would get it.
Yeah,
I mean, every single one.
It would be Grand Theft Auto 6 level popularity.
And I'll tell you this: if it was an amazing game, all the review sites would reflect on that. They'd say that it'd be a great game, and all of the players would be completely split down the middle as far as oh, that's the worst, or oh, that's the best, because it's just way too much hype. It cannot live up to any kind of hype. I think that's why they put it off for so long. But maybe they're just you know what, fuck it, we're gonna make way too much money. And I'm sure analysts have looked at it. How many times people type in Half-Life 3, the interest around that, and they're all no, we would make insane amounts of money. And Mark Mayfield says yes, and it'll flop. I mean, it can, but the thing is if they just make a good game, and I know that sounds silly, it sounds very silly to say, but if they just make a solid shooter with an interesting story, they don't need to get too crazy with it. It's already a great universe. It's they have the connections with different companies and their own to make a solid bug-free or bug-light shooter. Just make a good game. I don't know. I know it sounds naive, but you get what I'm saying. Right?
I think it would be game changing. Anything Valve has done typically for their first party IPs or their initial their exclusive IPs from. I mean, even Orange Box was awesome.
Yeah.
Portal, Team Fortress, everything. Counter-Strike, Half-Life 1, 2, and then the episodes after that.
Well, it should be amazing.
I remember
that's how it should be.
I remember chronologically, Half-Life came out and changed the first-person genre, especially on PC, and then Halo came out and was oh yeah, well check this out.
Yeah.
And then Halo kind of had that mantle for the longest time, single and multiplayer, and then they were like, boom, here's Halo 2. And then like a month later, Valve was like, okay, here's Half-Life 2. And it was like,
and it was the
mind-blowing.
And it was the physics, so that's why.
It was the physics, it was the graphics, the gravity gun, the story. I mean, everything about it.
I've never played it. I played the first couple of levels areas.
Yeah,
I never finished it.
Yeah, it was.
That's my biggest shame.
I thought Bungie. I was like, okay. I mean, Halo 2 was a bit of a letdown, but I was like, okay, here's like the next Halo game. Boom, there you go. And then Valve was like, yeah, here's Half-Life, and it was like, fuck. It was
they should
mind-blowing.
And they should come out with a game that will be mind-blowing. But I think the problem is that if they focus on that too much, they're going to come out with a game that's going to suffer in other areas.
Sure.
So if they try, we developed a game that, you thought the graphic, the physics was cool. Now you should see what happens when you destructible environments or something. When you shoot a wall enough, it really starts to crumble, and every bullet affects it differently. But now you have this game that's kind of like Red Faction, where you have the game built on that system, and everything else suffered because you were so focused on the damage.
Sure.
And sure, if they can nail both, then nail both, and that would be incredible. But make a solid game, and then on top of that, and I have never made a game. I mean, what do I know? But I think that would be the most important thing. I think that they would be forgiven for everything else if it wasn't mind-blowing, if it wasn't whatever, if it wasn't revolutionary, if it was just a solid game with a good story and a good ending, at least.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the easiest thing to do, is to just make a good story, considering that doesn't rely on 10,000 people.
Right.
You have people who I'm sure have been working on a Half-Life ending, to that thing for a long time. So just make it. I don't know. So Steven in Fort Lauderdale wants to know, how many hours a week would you say you game? And I read that and I started thinking about it, like, oh my God, I think I didn't actually add it up because I realized it's impossible with my Switch. I game everywhere. So I'll be staying at home. I mean, at home I'll probably play about 15 to 30 hours a week, maybe.
Jesus.
Maybe. But on the go, when I'm like at a gig and I'm, waiting to set up, like, I'll get there early and then I'll play for like an hour, or I'll play for, half an hour, or I'll sometimes if the gig is slow, I'll set up my Switch and I'll just kind of stand there with my hands at my sides and just kind of
Nice.
play. It just looks like I'm looking at my computer. And so I play pretty much all the time. Like, all the time. I'm never bored. So I don't know what my number is, but it's probably terrifying. What about you, Chris? You have kids?
Probably 5 to 10
a day?
No.
That's
a week.
It's like 5 to 10 a day for me.
No. I'll probably say, high side 10, low side 5.
Wow. It's the kids, isn't it? I'm never gonna be able to play video games again. If I have a kid.
I can play video. It's just, I'm not like the big, like.
I'm not the biggest fan of games. I could just take them or leave them. It's fuck games. I feel like I'm a little bit too old for games.
I'm not the kind of guy that's like, I'm gonna sit down and play video games for 6 hours today. Today I played Breath of the Wild for about an hour before I came here, and I was like, okay. And then tomorrow I'll probably play it for like an hour and a half or something before wrestling comes on, or I'll play a little bit during wrestling or whatever. It's the kids don't really detract from it that much. Now, if I'm playing like God of War or something, I can't play that around them.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Breath of the Wild, I can play around them. They like watching me play. He is.
My fiance says in the chat, Josh is currently playing video games right now. Actually, I have a new foot control pad, and yes, I've been playing Mario Kart, which is why I've been staring right there. That's where the thing is. It's just
there is a Wii right there.
There is. Just trust us.
Should we let the audience know what our awesome tripod is?
Is it? Oh, yeah. I'm like, is this going to be a dick joke?
No. We're looking at the lens of the camera, and it's sitting on a Wii.
Many things.
And then a Super Nintendo,
yep.
And then an OG original Xbox,
yep.
And then an RCA receiver.
Yeah, then a receiver.
And then it's flanked by a PlayStation 4, a Switch, a PlayStation 3, and a PlayStation 2.
Yep.
That is no joke.
And the 360 is in the cabinet. Yeah.
That's how we do it.
That's how we roll. Okay. Samantha in Gainesville wants to know, why does Chris hate Octopath so much? What do you have against JRPGs, Chris? Huh?
It does not say that, but
Actually.
Oh, it does.
And even the huh?
I don't have anything against it. I'm not a big fan of JRPGs or most RPGs in general, and that's one thing that Jacob and Josh like to jerk each other off about a lot.
For the audio listeners, I'm nodding
so much
fervorously.
I mean, I don't. I would challenge my love for my own children versus their love for these JRPGs or whatever they're called. They talk about them a lot, and it's just my way of kind of trolling and being like, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
So it's just, you just don't care about them. You don't have anything against them.
I think Octopath Traveler looks fantastic. I think it looks cool as shit.
And that's not enough to pull you in?
And then you get into battle mode, and it looks like something from 1989.
Well, it's because the graphics, that's not the important part of the game when you're in the battle mode. Because you're looking at 10,000 other things. Like, you're not even paying attention.
No, I just don't like those types of games where you're walking along, and it's like, oh, I have to fight 3 spiders. Oh, I'm going to cast this spell.
But you
it's your
try
turn.
to fight those spiders.
I've done it before. I played half of Final Fantasy VII.
No, but you haven't played Octopath.
I'm not going to play it.
You should play it.
I mean, when I get a Switch in 2 years,
Samantha
I'll borrow
happy.
it from one of you guys. But
Okay.
I mean, if it was,
It has a demo.
If it was, I don't have a Switch.
I know. I'm saying when you get a Switch, it has a demo.
Okay. I mean, if it was on the other consoles, I would have probably downloaded the demo. I probably would have played it for about 20 minutes.
I would have been like, guys, Octopath Traveler is the best!
Yeah, and I would have been like, yeah, I played it. It was all right.
No, you would have loved it.
It's just not my thing.
So Jacob, another Jacob, unless Jacob moved to North Carolina. How do you guys feel about arcade games? From the little while I've been listening, I feel like you never mentioned them. Well, Jacob from North Carolina, I don't want to move the camera because it's not on an official tripod, and it takes very long time to get the shot set up. But if I could, I'd show you the arcade cabinet that's actually in the studio right now. Like, I am working on a I took an old Karate Champ game, which I hated Karate Champ. It's like not a fun game at all. And I gut the thing out, and I'm installing computer components on like the walls on the inside. And I got a CRT TV in there. I've got all this stuff. So I love arcade games. So first there's that, and then second of all, there's nothing really. Actually, no. And we have talked about arcade games. The Halo game. The Halo game that,
I don't know of anything really new in the arcade. I mean, there's not really arcades.
That's the problem.
I mean, I grew up in going to arcades.
Oh, yeah, same.
I'm old. And there was a phrase, I remember when I was a kid, and it was like a game would come out. Like, believe it or not, there was a time where you could go to places that, like, the only place you could play these games was at the mall, because
and not bars,
right? Not bars, and it was graphically, it was better than anything you could get at home.
Yeah.
So, like, I remember when, you'd go and you'd play Daytona USA at the Avenues Mall, and you'd be waiting like, oh, it's on the Sega Saturn, but it's not arcade perfect. Or Hydro Thunder came out on the Dreamcast as a launch title. Yeah, but it's close to arcade perfect, because everything at the time was like Killer Instinct was not arcade perfect. Everything was better in the arcade,
and especially like frame rate and stuff, and just graphics. I mean, I remember I bought the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game for the NES, thinking it was
not even close.
And no, I mean, it's the same layout.
Yeah,
but that's it.
What was mind blowing? I think Street Fighter 2, and like Mortal Kombat 2 were the games where it was like, holy shit, we're getting getting close.
There.
Yeah. For the
but
time.
But it still wasn't like,
no.
Yeah, I mean,
you'd play Mortal Kombat 2 at home, and then you'd go to the arcade, like, oh, okay, yeah, that's.
I mean, even nowadays, you go in there and all the games are running at like over 60 frames per second. Like, it's insane, the frame rate. I mean, even like Guitar Hero, you look at that and like, wow, that is running really, really well. It's because it's a dedicated machine only to run that game.
What games do you think you pumped the most quarters into?
When I was a kid?
Yeah, like top 3.
Oh, okay. X-Men, NBA Jam, and NFL Blitz. Hands down.
Whew.
Oh, and Galaga. Well, I know you said top 3, but I
That's fine. I'm going to go with Hydro Thunder is definitely on there.
Hydro Thunder!
Choose your boat.
Let's go!
Oh God, Hydro Thunder is definitely in there.
That N64 port wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. The
wasn't
Dreamcast
that
was
bad.
the closest version we got.
Yeah.
Which I played the ass out of that. Probably NFL Blitz that might be in there.
I learned how to play football from NFL Blitz.
Right.
I didn't know how football was played at all. Like I wanted to
You're
tackle
like,
people.
why are first downs only every 10 yards and not every 30 yards?
No. So it wasn't even that. The first time somebody, my buddy was like, "Hey, let's play Madden." I'm like, "Okay, I'm really good at football games, just so you know." And I get my offensive guy, my defensive guy all the way in the back, defensive tackle. Or I don't know the positions, whatever. What's cornerback? There it is. Words. My cornerback. And I tackled the intended receiver, and it's like flag, like freaking.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, why?
Yeah.
Like I got him before he got the ball, though. Like that should be fine. And I nothing I knew about football turned out to be correct. So
Revolution X was one I played a lot.
Revolution X.
That was one I played a lot.
I'm a big Aerosmith
Daytona
fan. That
US,
was a good one.
Daytona USA was one.
Terminator
was pretty good. Aside
Still a
from like the
T2.
normal fighting. I mean, I put a lot into like Mortal Kombat 2. A lot. But
For me, it was
Cruising USA was one.
Mortal Kombat 3, and I learned all of Cyrax's moves,
Oh, nice.
so like nobody can fuck with me.
Yeah. It's cheap.
Oh yeah.
I hated Cyrax. What was the red one?
Oh god damn it. Syntax.
Syntax error. Cyrax was yellow, and then the red one was
Oh god.
come on,
damn
somebody
it.
hit us with it.
Fuck.
Smoke, because they revamped Smoke,
Yeah.
and he was gray, obviously. Sector.
That's it. Sector. Yeah.
got it.
Andrew Kirkendall says Simpsons. Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
dude. And actually, I went to.
X-Men's up there, Ninja Turtles is up there too. Yeah.
I mean, I liked X-Men more than Simpsons, but I went to a summer camp that had an arcade, and still to this day, in the dead of night, I can hear. And you know what I'm talking about,
yeah.
right? Like it's like all day. Like, we'd be doing our little crafts and stuff, and we could hear all the boom, 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 from the arcade. But every now and then, and
You sure it wasn't a kid being touched?
no, it wasn't.
right.
It wasn't. But I got that actually on my my custom cabinet, and it is still fun. And he also says Tekken. Ermac.
Ermac was
the
one,
other
too.
one
Yeah,
too.
yeah, he was-
that was that was the reptile guy.
Well, no. So
Right?
Reptile was different. Ermac was
purple?
I think he was purple. Maybe, I don't know. There were so many of them.
Yeah, he was purple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that was a good question. I like that one. Now we're gonna move on to.
I have a question for you,
Oh, okay. Oh, hit me.
And I'm curious. I was thinking about this on the way here. And this might be irrelevant considering like new console cycles or whatever, but like let's just talk like Switch and back. Like, how relevant do you think launch titles are? Meaning like
I gotcha.
So like I was thinking about it.
How relevant or how important?
So it seems like systems launching with AAA titles to make people want to buy the systems is kind of an afterthought nowadays. And whereas like let's go back to the Dreamcast, because the Dreamcast was the first system that I remember being like, what's the launch lineup? What's coming out? And like Dreamcast was Sonic Adventure, NFL 2K, Soul Calibur, Hydro Thunder, like I'm probably missing a couple of them. Tokyo Extreme Racer, I think, was one. Anyway, 4 or 5 like must-have kind of titles, and even if you only wanted 2 or 3 of them. Xbox was obviously Halo.
Kung Fu Chaos.
Ready to Rumble Boxing. Project Gotham, which was a game changer. First
first fight, the first fighter, Ultimate Fighter, the Fight Night.
I don't think that was a launch title.
Yes.
Was it? Okay.
I bet.
But anyway, my point is like, then you have the Switch, and it's like, hey, here's a game that's out on another system.
But better on the Switch.
Sure.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing: it may be, and Hydro Thunder was out on another system, and a lot of these things have things on.
Right, but I guess what I'm saying.
But it's to have it on that system. I think that's what makes it important.
Sure, but there's still like no. It seems like consoles to me aren't like, when was the last like here's the next Xbox console launching with the only thing I can kind of come close to is the PS4 launching with Killzone, but I don't know that was like such a AAA title to be like, boom, now I have to have a PS4. It seems like systems aren't launching with must-have titles to buy the system immediately.
Well, they know that they need to have console pushers, that people will buy the console because they know the future of that, but they need the pushers. So Killzone, I bought a PS4 when it launched, and I got it with Killzone and what was the other one? The Infamous Son. Infamous Second Son.
I don't think that was a launch title. I don't think it was.
I think it was.
I don't think so.
I think it was.
But my point is, though, is that like I guess I almost wonder if
I bought it with Killzone at least.
I almost wonder, and this might be a bad analogy.
Okay.
But like WrestleMania, for example, like they start selling tickets for WrestleMania, and it usually gets close to, if not selling out, before a match is even announced, because you're buying like, I'm going to WrestleMania, I know it's going to be great. It's a huge deal. It's an investment. It's blah 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 blah. Do you think consoles or developers are kind of saying the same thing? As like, people are going to want to buy a PlayStation 5. So it kind of doesn't matter what we launch it with, because it's already this big thing. We don't need to pad it with.
Well, no, I think they know that they need to pad it with some stuff. But look at games just in general. When they try to hit a release window with a lot of pressure, it's not easy to hit those release windows. So you'll have games that they want to be the console pusher. And I remember one of the ones for the PS4 was Watch Dogs. That was supposed to come out with the PS4, and it just they missed the window by like half a year, I'd say. I don't remember exactly how long, but it was a long time, and that was supposed to be one of the flagship games. So I think that they are aware of how important they are. As far as I think they're important just to have something to play on your new system that showcases the things that make that system great. You got Knack, right? Knack's not a great game. It's an okay game. It's a whatever game, but it showcased what the PS4 was capable of. Killzone, another great example. I remember, playing that game, and I get to this corridor, and I see volumetric lighting for the first time ever, and it blew my mind.
Beautiful game.
There is a shadow on half this guy's face right now. And if he moves a little bit, that shadow is going to move realistically down his face. And that blew my mind. I'm like, fuck yeah. You need games like that, and I think that's the most important thing. And, but Switch, yes, Breath of the Wild, came out on the Wii U also, but it's important to have that AAA title on your new console. So you have that, and you have... I
guess I get that... The Switch I only brought up because that's the most recent one, but Microsoft would certainly stand a better chance going into this next console cycle if the next Halo is released.
That's what everybody's saying.
And not 6 months later, or not 4 months later.
That would be great if everybody can meet the release date as it was.
But they can, though. They can. They did it with Halo 1. They can go, we've got a console, we've got a game. They both need to be ready at the same time. We're shooting for November 15th, 2001, just like they did with Xbox.
They're more complicated to make nowadays. It's, there's a lot that goes into it. They're increasing in budget. They're increasing in, so many things. Halo was also it was a PC game. And it was just able to run on a Microsoft thing, and they probably just bought the rights for that. I don't know exactly the story.
If Sony wanted to release PlayStation 5 with Uncharted 5, they could do it. There's nothing stopping them from being able to do that. We're going to set
one thing would have to be.
6 months.
I was going to say one thing would have to be delayed.
Sure, but
so you're saying then they'd have to delay?
Not even delay it, just overshoot it. To go, hey, listen, we're Naughty Dog, when's Uncharted 5 going to be ready? October of 2020. All right. Japan, when are the consoles going to be ready? July of 2020. Okay, well, Uncharted's not going to be ready for another 4 months, so let's just go ahead and do that. Let's overshoot it.
So.
It's never been a problem in the past. It's never been a problem with systems going we're gonna boom, 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 boom.
I feel like
boom,
it
boom.
can't be that easy. I feel like you're
in control of your own destiny.
You're sitting on because they have to produce all these things. You're asking investors to just hold on because they think that that's what the gamers want. There's no conclusive evidence.
I don't think it's holding on. I think it's announcing something when it's going to be ready. Like when you.
Well, in an ideal world.
Sure, but they do that all the time. I mean, like, Sony went, Spider-Man's going to be out in September, this, da-da-da-da. Last of Us is going to be out. Now, sure, I know games get delayed, but it's never been a problem in the past where, you know, if Nintendo wanted to release Mario Odyssey as a launch title, say Breath of the Wild wasn't there, they would have to have something.
Yeah.
They could have done it. Like, no problem.
I mean, I don't know enough about the gaming industry to say definitively yes or no. I feel like it sounds... Here's my problem with it. It sounds too simple. Like, that sounds too right. It sounds too, like, well, yeah, duh.
Marvel announced Infinity War Part 1 3 years ago, and they were like, this is the day it's coming out, and they moved it up a week.
Why,
you know what I mean?
why
Like,
wouldn't they, though? That's the question, then. Because, I mean, there are people that work for these companies that are way smarter than us, and committees and analysts and all these things that, you know, go to Ivy schools and stuff. Why not, then?
Because I think that it goes back to my original point. I'm thinking that the actual thought of buying a console, like, it's just going to be the buzz of, like, I have to have this new Nintendo thing that I can play in the park with my friends with these little cute little Joy-Cons. Doesn't matter what I'm playing.
So it's not necessary then. Then there's your answer.
Well, I mean, I don't know that it's not necessary. That's why I was asking how relevant do you think it is. I personally would like. I mean, there's nothing on it that I've seen on a Switch so far. That's. I mean, I'm going to own it. Yeah. But there's 3 games that I would want if I owned it right now, and I already own both of those games, just on a different console. So, like, to me, if they were
what about Mario Odyssey?
That would be the 3rd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There would be Mario Kart and Zelda.
Mario Kart's pretty dope.
It's fucking awesome. That's why I bought a Wii U.
And I played it at the bar the other day. That's how dope.
It's awesome. I mean, and they're literally the exact same game except for the new DLC that was just released for Breath of the Wild, which is only coming to the Switch, but that's not enough for me to buy a Switch.
No, of course.
But anyway, I don't know. I miss the days of, like, this is coming out and boom, 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 boom.
I agree.
Like, and having like 4 or 5 games.
And I don't think anybody would disagree with that. I think that you're absolutely right. It's just I'm trying to figure out on the spot why it is like that. And I agree that I do miss those days too, because buying a PS4 and then sitting there like, okay, well, I beat Killzone.
Right.
Oh, what's this Warframe thing? I don't care about that. Like, I'm just sitting here like, well, I've got nothing to. I guess I'll play Killzone again.
Sony's really traditionally been like that, though. The PS3 launch was super weak. PS2 launch was very weak.
Actually, yeah,
it wasn't. Yeah. No. Like the only 2 games that were any sort of like sexy.
No, Metal Gear Solid 2 did come out close to launch at least.
No, it was several months. It was like 6 months later.
Okay, yeah.
But no, I'm saying because I got a PS2 on launch day and I sold it a month later because I had played SSX to death.
Yeah.
And I had Madden and that was about it. But anyway, send us your thoughts.
Yeah, to downrightfierce@hotmail.com. Actually, I would love to discuss this again and hear what you guys have to think. So now we're gonna go on to video game 20 questions. Yay! This is where I picked a random video game, and Chris here is going to have 20 yes or no questions to try to figure out the name of that game. I'm gonna make the chats go away, and there they are. So it's just you and me all alone. Chris.
Do you? This isn't a question. Do you take into consideration difficulty of question when there's only one person?
Yes.
Okay, good.
That's one.
Yeah, don't pick some JRPG or something.
No. And I consider the person.
You've never heard of Takahashi 9 Jabroni style? Oh my gosh, that was amazing! I played it back in 2006 when I was.
It came out for Vita first.
Yeah. I don't know.
I consider the person that I'm asking. I consider the strengths and stuff. Like for you, I wouldn't do a somewhat newer game.
That's fine.
Because you are an expert in like pre 2015.
That's fine. Let's go.
All right. So it came out before 2015.
Did it come out before January 1st, 2000?
Yes.
Oh boy. Was it an exclusive?
Yes. Yes.
Did it come out in the Super Nintendo Genesis generation?
No.
In the PlayStation 1 N64 Saturn generation?
No.
So it's Nintendo Genesis generation.
You're asking?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Exclusive.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that like I'll be careful with that?
So I can't really give you too much without giving anything away, but I mean the answer is yes. and it's not really a be careful with that. Just don't focus on that.
Okay. Is it a puzzle game?
Kind of. Yeah, kind of. In a way.
I don't like that.
In a way.
Was it a Nintendo exclusive?
Yes.
So it's either on the Nintendo or the Game Boy. I'm leaning towards Nintendo. Is it based off of a... Oh, hold on.
Don't forget to write in your questions to downrightfierce@hotmail.com. We'd love to read your questions.
Oh, this is not going to be easy.
On the podcast.
Were there sequels?
Yes. 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 I believe.
Somewhat of a puzzle element to it.
Kinda. I mean, I would not call it a puzzle game.
Was it top down?
Yes.
Do you use a sword?
Nope.
So there were elements of Blaster Master that were top down, but that was also side scrolling. The only other games I'm thinking of, obviously Zelda is not in there. I don't know that if there was if Bomberman was on original NES or 16-bit at a Super Nintendo. I think it was Super Nintendo. I'm trying to think of other top down. I mean, I remember X-Men.
Oh, we're at 10. So let me don't look at the screen. I'm gonna have, as you look at me, immediately looked up to the screen.
Oh, I'm not looking.
No. There was a delay. So.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. And
top-down NES game.
Jim Cover did say 42, which is the answer to life, the universe, and everything involved in it. I forgot the last part of that.
I don't understand.
Yeah. You never seen or read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
I turned that movie off. It was trash.
The movie was but you should read the book.
Oh yeah, I haven't. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So top down. I'm trying to think of top down NES. I mean, I know X-Men was.
Mm-hmm.
Zelda was. That doesn't count. Parts of Blaster Master were. You're such a dork. I'm sure one of the Final Fantasy games was, but I won't be able to guess any of those. I doubt you would pick that for me anyway. Is this based off of a comic book franchise?
Nope.
And there were sequels.
I'm pretty sure. Yes, I'm pretty sure. No, well, and here's the thing, because you might be misunderstanding my hesitation. When you say sequels, that means a 1 or a 2 or not a 1, but like a 2 or a 3 or 4. Now, I will tell you this so that way there's no confusion. There were other games in this series. Sure. Definitely. There were other games.
Well, I mean, every
in the
Ratchet
series.
and Clank game has like a different subtitle. I consider those to be sequels. I don't know.
Well,
if they're numbered.
I mean, yeah, but it's okay. So Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide. Riptide is not a sequel. It is a standalone expansion.
They didn't have expansions back then.
No, I know. And so they would have things like okay, so Super Mario 64. Mario 64 is not a sequel to Super Mario 3.
No.
It is just another game in that series. So that's the thing. You wouldn't call it a sequel. So there are other games in the series, but I'm pretty sure that it does have sequels. I'm pretty sure.
I'm just trying to think of top-down NES games, and I'm like striking out. I know Bubble Bobble was side-scrolling. Top down. It's not is it a sports game?
No. Good question though.
I don't know. Is there anyone in the chat? I'm honestly like out of options.
Let me see. Anybody in the chat's got a
Top down.
helpful? I'm trying to understand Carmen's comment. What about the RPG, The Adventures of Confusion Man, and The Traffic of Doom?
That's my buddy Squiggy, and he's completely fucking with you.
Okay, cool. And then Christian Donnie says, hello.
Okay.
That's all the help you're getting. If anybody has a question that you want to throw out there that might help Chris figure out the name of the game.
It's top down,
Yep.
somewhat puzzle based, or there's
Kind of.
puzzles in it.
I didn't say that. I didn't say there was puzzles in it.
Okay.
I said it's kind of,
Kind of a puzzle game.
kind of, but not. You know what? Let's just say no. Let's just say no. It's not a puzzle game
NES exclusive.
because I think that might be throwing you off. I don't think. Let's just say it's not a puzzle game.
That's not throwing me out. It's the top down. I literally I'm out of like ideas for top down NES games. Are you in a spaceship?
No. I'm just trying to fill the silence, man.
I know. I'm my gears are turning.
I mean, you know me, like I'm not going to pick a game that's like, insanely difficult.
I'm literally I'm exhausted of options. Can I get hints? You sure I've heard of it?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm positive. I'm 100% positive.
Check
I'm
the chat.
shots positive. I am
Shots
pizza
positive.
bet positive. I am insanely positive you've heard of this game.
I'm not looking.
Okay, so Andrew does have a question. I don't think it's going to help you too much.
See, they don't know it either.
No, that's true. That's true. Let's check. I don't know.
Was it one of the titles that's on the NES Classic?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Stop, dude. Is it a racing game?
No.
Is it a?
I mean, you're on the right path now. Like, yeah, figure out what kind of game it is, because all you know is it's kind of. No, it's not really a puzzle game.
Is it an RPG?
No. It's 15.
Is it? Do you play as a human?
For all intents and purposes, yes. You're pretty sure that yes. It's safe to assume yes. Although maybe lore says no. Who knows? I have no idea. I don't know the lore. That's not a
You
hint.
don't use a sword. You're not in a spaceship. It's not a sports game. It's presumed that you're a human. It's top down. It's NES exclusive.
That's a lot to know.
It's not Zelda, obviously.
It's not Zelda. Let's check that chat. Oh, Jamie has a good question.
Okay. Anything. I'll take
Actually,
anything.
and you know what? We haven't taken a question from chat in so... Actually, I don't even know if we've ever used one of their questions.
Yeah, we have.
And that is a good question.
Yeah, we have. You've used my questions in chat before.
That is true. She asks, this is a very good question. Can you jump? No. That's a good question. That helps a lot. Cannot jump.
It doesn't help me at all.
But, I mean, that eliminates tons of games.
Yeah, I literally have nothing.
I mean, you're on a good roll. I mean, you're getting a lot of no's, but you're getting a lot of no's.
Is it a shooter?
No. See, stuff like that, yeah.
Is it a platforming game?
No. All right. So now there's the one question that I will throw out there. So there we go. 20 questions. The final question will come from me. Did you mention this game earlier? Yes.
I mentioned it while playing.
While playing 20 questions, yes.
Bomberman?
That's it.
Really?
It's Bomberman.
That was like one of my third ones.
Came out.
That was Super Nintendo.
In 1985.
Oh, wow.
For the NES, Hudson Soft Japanese single-player arcade maze strategy. So, like, kind of puzzly, not really, but... so here's the weird thing. Was there a Bomberman 2 or 3?
I think so.
I know that there was different Bomberman games that came out. In fact, that wasn't the one that came out for the NES. Wasn't the first Bomberman. There was a different Bomberman that came out for arcades. Any of them. And there was a billion different Bombermans that came out, especially around that time. This is the first one that came out for the NES. So, that's what I was focusing on. But yeah, Bomberman.
That was a really good game.
Yeah, it was. Oh, you thumbs downed me.
Thanks, Jamie.
She says, good job,
I lost.
Christ. That's your new name.
I'll come in there.
Anyways, guys, that does it for us. Thank you guys so much for watching. For all those who watch our live feed, you can do that every Sunday at you can watch every Sunday 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. What? That was really stupid. You can watch every Sunday 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on Facebook.com/JohnFierceGaming, YouTube.com/JohnFierceGaming, or Twitch.tv/DRF Podcast. You can submit all your questions for when we read your questions, that portion that doesn't have a name yet, to downrightfierce@hotmail.com. New audio episodes air every Monday on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, and Stitcher, and a lot of times just late night on Sunday because I just want to get it out of the way. So sometimes it's Sunday. You can buy merchandise like the shirt that I'm eventually going to make that has Chris Stan's face on it that says Sup Jabronis. And you can buy that on Teespring.
Andrew would wear that shirt.
I'd wear that shirt.
I know you would.
Teespring.com/DownrightFierce. That's where you can buy that. Patreon.com/DownrightFierce is where you can give us some money every month if you want. And we will give you... And don't make fun of me, Mark, for Hotmail. I like Hotmail. I like Hotmail.
I still have a Yahoo email address.
So does Jamie.
Yeah.
I make fun of her for that. Yeah. Like, Yahoo? Okay, but anyways... the patreon.com/DownrightFierce, that's what pays for all of this. We don't make any money doing this. We make zero money. In fact, we're still negative money. We're still paying for all this. But that's where you can give us money, and we will give you exclusive content 1 week early, like the re-recording of the video game Dad Jokes 3 that we have to do. I'm gonna figure out a way to just get the old one out there. Probably just in the middle of an episode or something. We'll be like, hey, here's the thing.
Well, we should edit together like a bloopers thing and then put that at the end of it.
Because it was fun. We had a good time. Good, yeah. But one of the microphones was off, so it was mine. And we were drinking a lot of tequila, and we tried to do something funny at the end that just was only funny to us. And I won, though. Spoilers.
Did you?
I won 4-3. And I didn't count a laugh that you did before I read one of my things. You were laughing at something else.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Said that would have been 5-3, but 4-3. Well, we'll have to see next week. Anyways, that also gets you thanked at the end of the episode. So we want to thank Mark Mayfield. Thank you very much, Mark Mayfield. Yeah, Mark. That's when you typically when I say the.
Oh, thanks, Mark.
Then they go, yeah. We want to thank Quinn Noble. Thank you, Quinn Noble.
Thanks, Quinn.
I want to thank Tristan Haynes. Gracias, Tristan Haynes.
Thanks, Tristan.
I want to thank Brian Altano, Damien Hadfield, and MC Lars for letting us use their music. And also another thing about MC Lars in a second. But we also want to thank our executive producers, Carolina Jarvis, Brian Kabinski, and Andrew Kirkendall.
Face kicker.
So normally this is the part of the episode where I say some nonsensical sentence and then we just cut to the ending. But we are going to have a new segment that's going to finish every episode. And I got inspired by the Christopher Donald Stanton here, the Chris Stanton. I don't know if a lot of you know, but he is in a band, a rock band, and they're the best in the land. Anyways, no, they're fantastic. They're really, really awesome, and they have a new music video. So I thought, ooh, what if we end our episodes with music videos? And then I contacted my best friend, Mark Mayfield too, MC Lars, who said that we can use his music videos too. And I have a feeling that our executive producer, Andrew Kirkendall, wouldn't mind if we played his music videos. So, we have a library of music videos to choose from, and I thought it'd be nice to just end episodes with music videos. So if you have a friend who, is in a band and has a music video and you want to air at the end of our show, then let us know, and we'll put it up there.
If it's good.
If it's good. If it sucks, then fuck off.
Mm-mm.
No, we don't want your shit. No, I mean...
We have a reputation to uphold.
That's true. But... All
about quality.
I don't know how I'm going to end now, so here is a brand new hit single from Marion Crane called Chemical Burn. We'll see you guys next week. Good night.
The time has come. I can see it in your eyes. It's the little things that destroy this confidence, leaving me astray, leaving me today. You're gone. This imbalance I can't mend. Things will escalate, left alone inside this head, and I'm murdering anything I can.
Misanthrope.